My name is Michael Shikatano, and this is Right Here, Right Now, a podcast to inspire the learner inside each of us. In a world that is full of so much information, we will help find and package that information so that you can use it in your lives every day in practical ways. And in each episode, we will remind you of the importance of being present and mindful of your daily thoughts, actions, and interactions. It is truly the most vital step to learning and growth, being mindful and present right here, right now, to take on life's challenges and turn them into life's lessons. So come on this venture with us, a new beginning, a new journey that starts right here, right now. Welcome back, people. I am Michael Shikatano, and this is Right Here, Right Now, a brand new podcast where we remind you, help teach and show you that being present and practicing mindfulness is the only way to truly learn. And from learning comes growth, a transformation, let's call it, an evolution even, where we can be better every day. And that improvement lasts and positively impacts others. So excited to share more theoretical information today and turn it into daily practice. Things we can do today to help us be better people. I would ask you again to share these episodes with those close to you. With sharing, we can encourage more people to learn and grow each day. Don't forget to rate the podcast on the platform that you're listening on, and really share your thoughts with us. Write us a review. We'd love to hear what you think. And today, I hope that you are eager to learn about how we can embrace the moments of our lives and not miss out on those moments. We are going to discuss Cory Muscara's book. It's a fabulous read. The title is Stop Missing Your Life. And of course, since we're sharing his work here, you must know that I think this is an amazing book. I've been following Cory for a while now. You might have heard some of my quotes that he has shared with his followers, and I shared them with all of you. And I didn't realize that he had written this book. It's sensational. I listened to a dozen podcasts or more and read 4 or 5 books on the topic of mindfulness, and have really become so interested in how to experience life a bit more presently. That's why we're here, right? Embrace life a bit more mindfully each day, each moment. And sometimes I say to myself, I talk with others, how many times can you hear these similar things? Well, I learned once again that apparently different ways of hearing similar information is crucial to a deeper understanding, a new perspective, one that may have missed you the first few times around. And of course, the more we learn about something, the more we are able to gain a deeper insight into the current information that we are learning. So maybe I was more present and mindful reading this book about being better at being present and mindful. And maybe this journey to help share with each of you has made me better at being more present and mindful. But this book, and of course the timing of picking it up and reading it, I read it pretty quickly over a weekend. The book was profound. Wow. Every sentence, every thought was truly, wow, just amazing. His insights to a topic that I'm so immersed in right now, and I just couldn't put it down. So I thought it was a good idea for an episode to share with all of you. And the other day, someone asked me how I picked the topics for my podcasts. And the quick and easy answer is really just something that I'm inspired by, and it compels me to share and hopefully inspire each of you. And I'm inspired by an event, maybe an experience that I have, a quote, a book, a conversation, and boom, the episodes, they practically show up outlined, produced, edited, and published. And well, not really. But the point here is that the inspiration comes from paying closer attention to what we experience, truly being present and mindful, to be so engrossed in an experience that it moves you to emotions, and those emotions inspire me to share. A presence that helps us to notice and feel our emotions a bit more organically. This is what happened with the Donate Life episode that I shared a short while ago about the gift of life. That episode literally came to life in experiencing the emotions I felt throughout the day at those ceremonies to raise awareness to donate life. People, just keep your head up. It's my mantra for being more aware, more present, more mindful in life so that we do not miss our life. So, how do we do this? Today, we will talk about, I think, one of the most significant daily practical changes you can make, a simple shift in mindset that, when practiced over and over, will change how you see and experience your world. Getting curious about what it is, people? Hopefully. And if so, you are learning and growing right here, right now, and you're paying attention well, and you will do well with today's lessons. So let's dive into Cory's book a bit and remind you all that we have a link to Cory's website and his podcast, Practicing Human. It's a great podcast. They're really quick, short gems. The information that he shares. He's a mindfulness expert, a speaker, a coach, a teacher of mindfulness. He's amazing. So first, I just want to say the cover jacket of this book is beautiful. It really it struck me when I looked at it, and maybe I wouldn't have noticed its beauty had I not been so mindful and really looking to experiencing these types of little things when I first opened the box and saw it. It was just a really wonderful thing to see and hold. Before we're going to get deep into the book, I really wanted to stop and begin by sharing with you Cory's expression of exactly what presence means to him. Presence is more than simply being aware of the moment. It's bringing our full selves into the moment and the fullness of the moment to ourselves. My goodness, people, again, don't hit rewind. I will read it again for you. Presence is more than simply being aware of the moment. It's bringing our full selves into the moment and the fullness of the moment to ourselves. Today, we're going to discuss some really fundamental ways to help bring ourselves into the moments and the fullness of those moments to ourselves. It's not an easy thing to do. First, though, let's give some context to Cory's overall theory on practicing better mindfulness habits, or how we can describe developing a new mindset on mindfulness in our lives. And Cory goes on to outline what he proclaims are the 4 pillars of presence. He uses the acronym FACE, F-A-C-E, and it's a paradigm that he really describes. It's an approach to being more mindful and present in each moment of our lives, using the pillars of focus, allowance, curiosity, and embodiment to become a more mindfully present human being. And though I highly recommend this book to capture the full spectrum of his theory and practical advice, for this episode, I decided to only pay attention to the curiosity domain here, mostly because I'm so emphatically drawn by the possibilities it presents. I also believe it's a bit more practical one that you'll use today even by the end of this podcast. Promise. So let's review the pillars. Focus helps to stabilize our attention in the present. It's a grounding force for us. He teaches that there is a layered approach to this for better experiencing our lives. The awareness, right? There's a story, the experience. It's putting those things together. And I think of this as the focus allowing for a better context of the experience. It kind of puts things together with that focus. Allowing is next. Cory writes, it gives us the ability to meet the moment as it is, helping us to move more fluidly through our moments and embrace the unknown. I like to think of this in terms of having fewer expectations of your moments, really giving you, it puts less pressure on what we think should be happening and more attention to what is. This embracing of what is so liberating. Practicing this has worked so well for me personally as well. Really not putting pressure on what those moments should be giving you, opening yourself up to those moments. That's allowing. Curiosity. Next, we're going to learn a little bit more about this, but briefly, it brings us closer to our life. And it's funny how he puts this and how it's so closely related to his incredible definition of present, bringing our full selves into the moment, right? Bringing us closer to these moments, closer to life's experiences. Embodiment is his last pillar. To be embodied, he presents, is to be connected to all the ways we experience and understand our world as a human. Thoughts, sensations, beliefs, emotions, all of it. He says that we have the opportunity to live an integrated life, being attuned to our bodies, connecting us to the thing that carries us through our lives. So let's get into the curiosity piece of the book, knowing that Cory's message really leaves us, just to be clear, with the thought that we must integrate all of these domains to truly be more present. And he actually tells us that no domain is more important than the others. So making the choice to focus on curiosity isn't really saying that it's more important. I want to be clear, but I'm just injecting my bias here and base this on my personal experience and what I've noticed for me to be the most helpful. And maybe I'm just more aware of this domain that he describes, and I was just more interested in sharing with all of you as a practical way to be more mindful and more present. Something I want you to leave here thinking that I can do this, right? So let's just pause. Let's define curiosity in the context of how Cory uses it. And he says, curiosity is a gentle wondering about what arises in the present, being curious about the pain, the pleasure, the anger, the joy, leaning into all of it. Remember that? Getting closer. Probably one of Cory's best lines of the book is when he starts to talk about fear and its power over us and how sometimes it can shut us down to life, shut us down to experiencing life. And he discusses that he has the answer to fear. And he playfully discusses what some of the more obvious antidotes to this fear might actually be, right? Maybe it's courage, or it must be love, or you might be thinking bravery will help overcome this fear. But he brilliantly demonstrates that he believes that the opposite of fear is curiosity. Think about this, people. This was eye-opening for me. Fear makes us stop, right? We often think of freezing or pulling back when we experience fear, right? This is exactly what fear is supposed to do, right? Evolution propagated our fear genes because it helped us survive. But fear can also block us from the things we mustn't fear, things we must experience more fully to live a more fulfilled life. And what does curiosity do? It draws us closer, closer to what we want, what we need to experience, what we want to learn more about. Curiosity is what will allow us to soften the fear, giving us the freedom to lean into, be absorbed in the experiences. And this is the power that will make us more fully present. He actually presents to us a formula for this that he shares. He shares it from the Buddhist teachings. And these teachings embody the ability to pay attention to the subtleties of our experiences. And Cory postulates in his formula that wisdom, right? Wisdom, the embodied understanding of what leads to happiness and suffering. Wisdom comes from our experiences multiplied by our curiosity. He writes this out like it's math. It was incredible. Experience times curiosity equals wisdom. More experience with greater curiosity leads to more wisdom. And we really should be reminded here. I thought this was just a brilliant way of putting it, maybe because I'm a math geek, but let's remind ourselves here that the practice of mindfulness has so many benefits, right? Including improving our focus, improving productivity, reducing stress. But Cory reminds us that at the heart of mindfulness, we're looking to gain a better understanding of our human experience. That is to help us cultivate wisdom. In my opinion, this is what allows us to realize those benefits. And it kind of came together when I saw this formula, right? Letting the experiences and emotions come, we notice them, be curious about them, we let them go. We know that there's an impermanence to all of it, right? These will not last forever. This is where we notice why we're having this thought or this emotion. It's allowing for the space, inviting the emotions in. We're curious about them, we sit with them, and then bid them farewell, right? And what do we often do, right? We push the bad feelings away, or we try to latch onto the good feelings and not let go. That's how we end up in trouble, right? It's the noticing. This is the key, the noticing. What experiences you're having in the moment, being curious about how these experiences lead to the emotional response. That's where we develop the wisdom to know and understand what happiness is, where it comes from, the wisdom to know and understand what suffering is and what leads to the negative feelings. And putting this together, I think it relates back to what we have control over. I think the curiosity allows us to understand that a bit more. What we are able to control, the ultimate in wisdom, right? The thing that we need to be reminded of over and over. And if you've been paying attention, you know where I'm going. We cannot control most of the events in our lives. We have control over how we respond. Being curious in the moment we are experiencing gives us the space to condition our responses. And I think Cory sums it up amazingly here. He says, as we become more deeply present with our life, bringing in a gentle curiosity to our moments, our mind organically develops a new wisdom for how to live well. And he's so deliberate here in using the phrase gentle curiosity. And I think this is why. Because curiosity's sole purpose is to understand the experience, to be with it and understand it better, not to judge the moment. Do not let your harshness of judgment interfere with the magic of curiosity here, people. Curiosity, Cory continues, that it takes us more deeply into the positive experiences of our life without worrying if or when they will pass. And curiosity helps us be more gentle and loving with difficult experiences without trying to make them better. And that's what I think it tied so nicely into that impermanence, right? Imagine it, the impermanence of temporary suffering. And as the Buddhist mindset is the impossibility of lasting satisfaction, right? These will not last. We know that. So let's just pull it together a little bit. Quick overview of his pillars. Let's see what's happening. An event occurs, and we use our focus to pay it the attention it deserves. We allow for the event. We embrace the moment as it is, right? No expectations. Throw those expectations away. We get curious and bring our full selves into the moment, as we're describing here. We embody the event, the thoughts, the sensations, the emotions. And I think it sounds a little bit complex, but wait, the magic happens when you start doing this, you notice it, and you start repeating it. It's a deliberate process, but it becomes more natural as you practice it more with the next event, with the next experience, leaving less room for rumination or worry as we go about our days, our moments. So I think we can also help by relating the power of curiosity to coming up against life's challenges, the obstacles, right? You may remember one of my favorite quotes from the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. And remember, he wrote to himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So when I was reading this, I kind of put it together as thinking of curiosity as a way that will help us through the impediments. We notice them. We become curious about them, learning from them what we need to learn from those challenges. And there's really no way to do this without being curious, that power of curiosity. I want to share a beautiful poem from S.C. Laurie. And of course, the timing again was incredible. So be here with me while I read you this short poem, and then I'm going to let you know how I interpreted this. And again, the timing of it was incredible, related to curiosity. She writes, "Don't deny yourself beautiful moments. Don't deny yourself moments of wild. Don't deny yourself acts of spontaneity. Within them, you find the pulse of your soul. Within them, you will touch upon your magic once again." My interpretation of this poem is that we really must reignite the magic of youth. A childlike wonderment of all things is what I kind of took from that poem, relating that to curiosity, right? Something that seems to get lost, that magic, with every new adult responsibility we take on from such an early age, maybe our late teens, maybe even younger for some of us. We lose the wonder. We lose the levity we can float on in life. But if we choose right here, right now, to live this curious life, which will take some work to create this habit of stopping to notice, to be mindfully present, getting curious. If we choose to live a life with the fascination of a child, seeing and experiencing life with such curiosity and wonder in every moment, with every experience, having the potential to cause us to be so amazed with the wonderment of new and astonishing experiences, Wow. We can multiply those experiences by many factors. And through this curiosity and wonderment, we will gain wisdom into a whole new world. If it feels like you lost your magic, your ability to experience and savor good things, and be more resilient when the not so good things come, try being more curious, to be more present and mindful. I think you should try it. You should probably try it right here, right now, people. Thank you all for listening and sharing. We'll see you soon. Next time on Right Here, Right Now, we have something special for you. A mindfulness intention. Something that I created to help as a practice that you can use to help bring yourself back into all of the moments of your life. Paying attention, focusing, and being mindfully present so that you can really experience your life. It was a surprising new feature that I was inspired to create while working on the Curiosity episode. Cory's book really put me in a wonderfully creative mindset, and I hope you use this intention deliberately. A 5-minute immersion into how you can practice mindfulness. So we will likely not be running a full episode this week. Wishing all of the wonderful and hardworking and loving mothers a happy Mother's Day. We are working on our new website that is up and running right now. Very excited about this. We'll put a link to it in this episode's description. Subscribe to All Things Right Here, Right Now, by simply entering your email address over on the website. We're outlining and creating a wonderful end to our kickoff season, and I'm still in shock at how fast and creative this new venture came to be. Thank you all for listening and following. Please be sure to rate the podcast. This allows more people to see and experience and learn and grow from what we have to share. Be present and be mindful, people, right here, right now. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time, right here, right now.